Fiji and Wales, folks, and it's the Welsh, despite being underdogs for this one at home, who get a pretty impressive win. 39 points to 24. It is a bonus point for Wales. They got a good maul going. They tackled the house down, won some turnovers. Fijians have got a new coach, Coach Siravakula, and it's clear he wants the Fijians to play Fijian rugby. They offloaded like mad. If you stick around, I'll give you that stat. It is the most lopsided offload count I have ever seen. But they didn't score the opportunities that they needed to take in the first half. Fiji came out of the blocks flying in this game, but they just couldn't quite crack the Welsh. Sometimes it was errors, sometimes it was turnovers, sometimes it was just forced passes. Maybe you need to pull it back. But like I said, if the Fijians are going to play Fijian rugby, they've been given a license to play. When it works, it looks gorgeous, but unfortunately for them, too often it didn't. But if you're a Welsh fan, your scrum looked good, your maul looked good, your defence looked... I mean, you missed some tackles, but you made the important ones, didn't you? Kick your goals, and it is a win for the Welsh lads. We'll go through the key events and stats pretty quick, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. Apologies, it's delayed. 1 in the morning kickoff for those of us here in New Zealand, and I think Fiji as well. So I watched it delayed. Fortunately, I had no spoilers, so I didn't know what was going to happen. And Fiji were playing Fijian rugby from the very start. Like, the wings were both getting into action. There were offloads like mad. Rayasi, Salawa, all these guys getting touches on the ball. So Kula gets on the board 2 minutes in. It's 7 points apiece up for Fiji. And you're thinking, these guys are looking good value for being favourites. They are... I don't know, just making the Welsh defenders look kind of silly early on. They've just come out of the blocks absolutely firing. But Wales, I think, did the things that they needed to do in reply. Like, they got their scrum going. They managed to win a penalty there. They go for touch. They get the maul going. And they get their first try. TMO has to have a check, but it's an on-field try. There's nothing to overturn. Jack Morgan's first of two. Geez, he's a player. Like, as much as we go on about, like, the Waining Olos and the Tuisovas and whatnot, Jack Morgan is honestly a phenomenal player. He's the top tackler for Wales, the top turnover guy for Wales, the top try scorer for Wales in this game. He makes some key tackles on some big Fijian players. He is a hell of a player. It's the reason he went on the Lions tour. So 7 points to 5 with the misconversion from Dan Edwards. But it's a game. It's a game. Fiji were getting, you feel like, dominant at the breakdown. You feel like it might get them a score in reply if they can kind of piggyback their way up the field. Attacking line out, it's a bit scrappy. They go very, very close through Rovu Tumanda, who does get one in this game in on the 53rd minute, but he kind of, I don't want to say he blew that one, because as it was diving in the corner, it just dipped out of his hands as he was being tackled. He just lost it, and then there's another one, which we'll get to in a second, which is absolutely his fault, but... very close, but no cigar. And honestly, I think that's the story of the first half. The Fijians created so many opportunities, but just couldn't quite finish them off. Fiji's offloaded game was causing all kinds of issues, but just couldn't get that final blow. They got punished as well. The Welsh were able to hit them back after all that kind of confident play from Fiji, offloading from everywhere, running everything, not looking to kick. Like, they had kicked a few times, but largely short, contestable kicks. They decided to run it out of their own 22. Wales did what Wales do, man. Do we say Wales is playing Welsh rugby? Winning themselves a penalty at the break. I think it was Ranradra who got injured. Took kind of an extra role under breakdown pressure from the Welsh forwards, and Wales have always had such good loosies. I think it's fair to say that's Welsh rugby, man. It's what they do best. They've had so many good poachers over the years, so that means they're able to get that penalty, go for touch, get the maul going. Hey-ho, Jack Morgan gets his second, and Wales are suddenly in front, 10 points to 7, with another missed conversion from Dan Edwards. And I guess it's pay, or at least credit to the Welsh defence, that before half-time, again, Fiji had missed a few too many chances, that they end up opting for 3 points. That's credit to the Welsh defence. So it's 10 points apiece at halftime. Fiji essentially saying, geez, we can't break these guys. We've gone so close so many times with this offloading game, with this high tempo, but we can't get it done. So they go into sheds with it even. But look at the possession, 67% Fiji. The territory, 58% Fiji. That's when they needed to win the game, because I don't think they were able to keep up the intensity of that first half in the second half. The second half, I don't want to say devolved, but changed into more of a kind of regular-ish kind of rugby game and not like the Harlem Globetrotter stuff that the Fijian guys were doing in the first half. Second half, then we get Blair Murray doing his Fijian thing. I said in the preview, if there's a guy who's going to get the kind of footwork and whatnot going, I may not have used those words, but something like that, like highlighting Blair Murray as a proper excitement machine player. He shows what he can do. Fiji with a bit of a nothing kick to Blair Murray. If there's a guy to expose some space, it's him on kick return, gets the steps, gets some kind of sexy Welsh backline play going. He pops it to one of the supporting loose forwards, and it gets Wales some good go-forward ball. And then eventually, everyone's favourite try-scoring prop, Reece Carey, he goes over with a pick and go. 17 points to 10. Wales are back in front, and it's a quick-fire double with the Ravutamanda howler, and credit to Josh Adams for the commitment on the kick. I think it's Hawkins who puts through the kick just to push Fiji back down deep into their own 22, near their own goal line. It goes into the goal area. It looks like it's going to run dead. It is just kind of holding up at the, like right on the dead ball line. Ravutamanda's over the ball, waiting for it to go out so they can go back where they've made the kick from, because it's going to go dead. But Josh Adams, chasing hard, shoves that mitt between the legs of Ravutamanda, who's standing over the ball, dots the ball down. That is a hell of a try. That is commitment. But Ravutamanda, man, you're going to have nightmares about that one. That's the team, the commentary team highlighted it. Like, where's his teammates saying that somebody is coming for you? You need to just pick it up or dot it down or kick it out or whatever it is. You need to do something. You can't wait. Try time Wales. So it's a quick fire double. Suddenly we're 22-10 up for Wales, and it's starting to look pretty peachy. But just as Wales have gotten their kind of sexy backline try, Fiji did the kind of Uno reverse card and got a maul try up against the Welsh. That one comes to Thanakai Vata. I just like that because I know that Fiji, based on what we saw them playing under the previous coach last year, I know that they have got that in their game, that they can go for mauls, they can look for scrums and kind of play it up the jumper stuff. They did that, so they got a maul try back up against Wales to make it 22-17. But then, again, both sides, I don't think, had the best restart receipts. Freebie, basically, for Wales with Fiji offside at the restart means Dan Edwards slots a 3, so 25-17. And then Fiji's turn to contest the restart. So there's one thing I think Fiji did really well was they were sending up the wingers to contest the restarts on their kicks. Like, it was Ravutamanda and Wainingolo both looking to sometimes just slap the ball back. Wainingolo is the guy who gets the slap back for this one. Means Fiji have got position in the Welsh half. They shifted through the hands. Ravutamanda goes over, and it's a converted try for Fiji. So 24 points to 25. It's a 1-point game. It's anybody's game. But then I think the flow of the game goes the way the Welsh wanted it. They were able to, I guess, kind of slow the ball down a bit. Fiji started conceding penalties. Wales not opting for threes. Eventually, 66 minutes, they go for the maul. Ryan Elias gets it. And, I mean, Fiji contested at line-out time, I guess because they backed their line-up disruption more than their maul disruption. But, yeah, Wales go over for the try, 32 points to 24. Essentially, that's the killer blow. But they still had one more in them. The Welsh, the Fiji, I mean, they were finally able to kind of go through the phases on 70 minutes, really push down the Welsh end. Couldn't get it, ended up knocking it on. Wales go down the other end on 79 minutes. More penalties conceded from Fiji. They punished them with a 5-meter scrum, and Eddie James is able to go over with a minute to go. So it's ultimately a pretty big win for Wales. Remember, they were underdogs going into this one according to the bookies and the algorithm. So 39-24 is a heck of a result. The second half, Wales have got the possession 57% and the territory 53%. So it's a big shift from that first half. It was very much a game of two halves in the way it played out. Line breaks is 9-3 to Fiji. Defenders beaten is 39-11 to Fiji. So you would think that they should have won that game based on that. But penalties conceded is also 13-6. Too many of those, too much coughed up ball from Fiji. And sometimes those offloads after they've gone forward are actually in a guy in a worse position and going backwards. So it's one of those ones where do you tell these guys to rein it in? I feel like you can't. Mick Byrne, the old coach, used to tell them a bit, I think, to rein it in a bit. So they were kind of a bit of a more balanced team. But this is like Fijians playing the ultimate Fijian rugby. If they had run away with it in the first half, could have been a very different result, but you got to give credit to the Welsh tacklers, man. Jack Morgan, 17 tackles, 2 turnovers, 1. Hell of a shift from him. I promise you guys an offload stat. 2 by Wales. How many do you think from the Fijians? 12? Nope. 22? Nope. 32. 32 offloads in one game of rugby. 32 is absolutely insane. I have the stats in front of me here. How many passes did the Fijians actually make the entire game? 203. 32 of those are offloads. So they were chucking the ball around a lot. Wales only passed the ball 93 times. So very, very different styles. But as I said, it's a big result for the Welsh lads. Wainiolo had 17 defenders beaten, which is also nuts. And 167 metres. He is a weapon. But I think Wales are pretty deserved winners in this one, based on that first half performance in particular, where they were able to limit the Fijian scoring opportunities despite having bugger all possession and territory. But you guys let us know your thoughts. I am going to watch Argentina Scotland at some point, but my in-laws are visiting us at the moment, and I need to take them out for the afternoon, so I'm going to have to stay off my phone and see if I can avoid spoilers for Scotland Argentina. Watch that very shortly. Why are all these games on the same bloody day? Surely you could put one on a Friday, some on a Saturday, one on a Sunday, spread them out. No, all on the one day. Some of them overlapping. Anyway, you guys let us know your thoughts. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.